Every time someone sees a motorcycle, they say one of two things. Man, that looks awful dangerous. Or, I'd totally ride, but motorcycles are just way too expensive. And I just want to say, starting off, thank you for all the viewers and the subscriptions. I've added in the last 4 or 5 videos, we've been talking about the dangers of riding, trying to help people get encouraged to ride again or for the first time. And I've heard a lot of great stories, and keep those coming. I really enjoy those stories, listening to those, reading those stories, and getting to know people and their motorcycle journey. When I started off, I just heard people say, you're 50 years old, you shouldn't start riding now. Even had a guy in the medical profession in a bigger city say, Jay, we bury a motorcycle rider every freaking week. Why do you want to do that? Well, it's like everything else. People that don't understand just don't get it. So I want to try and break some of those walls down and help some people start riding or get back into riding. And so I just want to start off today with, motorcycles are expensive. And I honestly, I get that. And some bikes are very expensive. All right. But you don't have to start with the most expensive bike. Let's take a ride and let's talk about it. Thank you for joining the Jay Gliding channel. I'm the Jay Glider, Jay. Anyway, I gotta quit using so and anyway. But I'm gonna start off saying, motorcycles can be expensive, but so are bass boats, lifted 4-wheel drive trucks, golf carts, side-by-sides, snowmobiles, heck, even Starbucks addictions. And whatever happened with my wife shopping the other day, and comes back and says, don't look at what I spent, think of what I saved you. Yeah. So, and she just went there to look, apparently. But that's okay. Everything's expensive. You just have to pick what's your hobby. And sometimes you start your hobby gradually. Don't buy your dream bike to start with. Kind of, when I got into golf and I got some used clubs before I graduated up to some new clubs. Same thing with motorcycles. I started with a relatively inexpensive motorcycle. Then I moved up to a second bike that was a little more expensive. And now I got this thing and it's a little more expensive yet. So we're talking about the truth of motorcycle costs today. And why getting into riding might be way more possible than most people think. And I'm not a motorcycle financial advisor by any means. I'm not a certified accountant, definitely not a certified life coach. So these things appeal to you, make sense to you, okay, great. They don't work out, don't sue me. I'm trying to help. I'm just a guy that likes motorcycles. Sometimes I have some bad financial decisions, and pretending gas station pizza is kind of a well-balanced meal. So I don't have it all together, but maybe I can help you a little bit. I think a lot of people picture a motorcycle, chrome everywhere, $40,000 touring bike, 7 speakers, heated seat. I don't have that. Heated grips, I have that. And possibly even a heated cup holder. Is that such a thing? I'm not really sure. I Googled and it says they exist, but I haven't seen one. I'd want one cooled before I would heat it. But that's just me. But beginning riders don't need all that. There are tons of great bikes out there, priced like a used lawnmower. And, on questionable marketplace trailers or marketplace on the marketplace on Facebook. You don't need your dream bike to start, like I said. You just need a reliable bike. Let me make this turn here, looking at the lake. You just need a reliable bike, and obviously the willingness to learn. And like I said, I started off with a relatively inexpensive bike. Okay? And at the end here, I'll let you know my strategy in buying bikes. See if that helps you. But people say motorcycles are expensive. Meanwhile, they own $70,000 pickup, possibly a camper they only use twice a year. They own or subscribe to many streaming services. Guilty as charged. They have a garage full of projects they haven't touched since 2019. Guilty. We all spend money on what makes us feel alive. Some people golf, some people fish, some people collect Funko Pops. I googled that. I don't know what the heck that is. So whatever you collect, good for you. It makes you feel alive. Motorcycle riders, we ride. That's what makes us feel alive. One of the things about motorcycles is that you can start cheap and grow into it. You don't need a brand new bike. You don't need brand new gear. Giant touring bike. You don't need a camera setup. Matching leather outfits with your buddy Snake and Diesel. You can literally start with a smaller bike, cheaper helmet, used jacket, and then you just hit the back roads. That's about all you need. And honestly, most of the time when people say motorcycles are just too expensive, what they mean is they're just nervous. They think they're too old. They think they'll look dumb learning. Guilty. Or they're waiting for the perfect time. Well, there's no perfect time. There's just now, or 5 years from now, when you're sitting around wishing maybe I should have started. Motorcycle math is incredible. You'll spend about $18 on lunch every day without blinking. Then they stare at a motorcycle part for weeks. Do I really need this? Yeah, maybe. And somehow a $5,000 motorcycle creates happiness more than most people understand. And maybe even more than a $900 truck payment a month. So if you've been thinking about riding, don't convince yourself it's impossible before you even look into it. Take a riding course, like I said, sit on some bikes, watch some videos, talk to riders, talk to strangers, it's okay. Talk to us strangers, we'll tell you. We want people to have fun, not fewer people. So, at the end of the day, motorcycles aren't about showing off how much you have. They're about creating freedom, clearing your head, going out for an adventure, doing something that makes you feel alive. Like this. And honestly, some of the best rides of your life won't be on the most expensive motorcycle. It'll be maybe your first bike and how you were learning. You did? So, I told you I was going to clue you in on my motorcycle buying strategy. And here's what I kind of think. People, many people, often do, how do I want to say that? I can't talk today. Some people have to have the latest and the greatest of everything. And every year, every 2 years, every 3 years, they feel they got to have a new bike with all the latest and the greatest stuff. So I took advantage of that. My first bike, I tried to put all the stuff in it, build the bike that I wanted, and I saw what it was costing me. So the next bike, I went looking, took me a while, but I was looking and looking and looking, and I finally found a bike somebody had chromed all the way out, done a stage 2 on it, added so many extra things to it, and I didn't spend all that much money on it, to tell you the truth. I think the chrome on it was dang near the price of the bike. I bought it from a dealership, you know, so I spent a little bit more, but I think from a private party person, they would have been asking a lot more money for it because they had all these extras on it. The same thing with this bike. A guy had put almost 15 grand into this bike and decided it was too heavy for him, so he traded down to a smaller bike. This is a CVO 2023 and a half, and yeah, you can look up the price of that bike, and then he added 10, 12, maybe even a little more, $1,000 onto it. Upgraded exhaust, intake, tuner, seat, shocks, tour pack, sound system, everything he upgraded. And so when I bought this bike, I could have spent a lot more money on this bike, so I'm glad I didn't. So if you're frugal, cheap, like me, you know, take your time, look for a bike that somebody had to have the latest and the greatest of everything on it. And who knows, maybe Harley made me an incredible deal that I couldn't walk away from, so I didn't. I bought it. And this, like I said, this is my third bike, so you can work your way up. My first bike was relatively inexpensive. So if you've ever said, hey, I'd like to ride, but motorcycles are way too expensive, drop me a comment below and tell me what bike you'd actually want someday. And if you're already riding, tell people your first bike. You might inspire somebody, actually. And I've had a lot of people already comment and leave their first bike in the comments. I have a lot of seasoned riders that are watching and helping me. They know I need the help. So look at some of the comments, last 4 or 5 videos. We're trying to help people pass the stage of being intimidated to dangerous and how you can overcome that. How to start riding, where to start riding, how you take your first step. This is your first bike. Get something relatively inexpensive, that's dependable, lightweight, because you're going to drop it, all that good jazz. So you have a great day, safe rides, and I'll catch you on the next one.